Sorry, guys, the video went long, but let's get into it. Whew. Whew. That video right there has been torturing my spirit for the last few days. That video right there is unacceptable on every single platform. We do not say your religion is, your faith is wrong. We do not bother you about your prayers and being a prayer warrior. These are beautiful things to share. But you see, when it comes to our children, we do not play this kind of rough games. There's a reason why even the Catholic Church, before they do anything called deliverance or exorcism, it goes through a process. First of all, you have to understand what you're delivering. You have to understand the nature of what you're dealing with. Me personally, if that was my child and I woke up one day on the internet and I saw my child like that, I will sue every single individual that was in that video. Because first of all, your faith is supposed to heal people, it's supposed to give people peace of mind, but instead you've created more chaos for this girl's personal life than you would ever even understand. To even start with, when I see people doing things like this and they bring their cameras to film it, I automatically cut off from that. Because number one, when you do something, when the spirit moves you, I promise you the last thing you're going to think about is the camera. But because you want to sell that narrative to the public, like, okay, this is your path and all that, we get that, but not with children. What you've done right now is traumatize that little girl. Your excuse or your reasoning, or the school said, oh, because she wears beads and red earrings. How is that a demonic possession? Please explain to me, because I do not understand it. Since when is it that people can have different personality turn into a bad thing, turn into something we would judge and embarrass the person in the process? You don't even realize what you've done. That little girl right now is going to be stigmatized for the rest of her life. You didn't even do her the honors of covering her face. You could have blurred her face out so that the public doesn't see her and peg her as a demon holder. You didn't do any of that. You put her life there. You put her on a dirty ground, first of all. You didn't even give her the honor of bringing her into the school. You so-called delivered this poor girl in debt. Really, for the whole world to see, and you were too happy to blast it all over the internet for people to see. Why? Now we all know that we live in a culture where people bully a lot. Even the kids, her peers in school, is gonna bully the young girl because they will always say, oh, the girl that was possessed. Like, why? What did she exhibit exactly that made you feel like, oh, something was in her? And why is it that deliverance always comes to those that are less fortunate or those that are poor? I've never seen people being delivered when they are rich and successful. You should try it with those ones. In fact, if anything, please take a look at this photo. First of all, you have traumatized this young girl. Look at where she is, laying on the ground. You have pointy nails that can injure. We all had nails before, so we know how it is. You are literally pressing on her eye sockets, and you expect her, hey, God, Jesus, guys, have mercy. And then you tell her at the end, like, oh, don't worry, you feel weak, hydrate yourself. Of course she's going to feel weak. She feels emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually drained at this moment here. I'm sorry, when it comes to deliverance, why I say you have to be very careful what you do, because normally when you're removing an entity from one body, automatically that entity doesn't vanish. It jumps into something else. So that means you have to be in an environment where you can control what happens to that entity. You had children and people around. This is why I know this was nonsense, because that entity that you so-called saw could have jumped into another human being. Did you prepare yourself for that? Did you mentally prepare yourself for that? You didn't. But yes, let's show people that we have a new faith. Let's traumatize children in the process, all in the name of our faith. I promise you, if you ever come across a demonic entity, you yourself will shake. It will not be that easy to just, it is deeper than that. That's why not everybody who turns to Christ has the gift of sight. Before we start telling the world that we have the ability to heal and to solve problems and deliver people from possession, we have to teach people how to open their third eye. We have to teach people how to open their spiritual eye, because that's the only way they would have a direct connection with God. I haven't seen you do this yet. You have to teach people how to value themselves first. And this is what our churches are lacking. Everybody's preaching and screaming and rejoicing and all that, yet there's so much suffering. Yet there are so many people that do not even believe in themselves. There are people who scream God, 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 but do not know how to have a direct connection with God, how to actually seek God and feel the presence of God in their lives. This is not a joke. Christianity is not a joke. If there's anything I have realized is that back in the day, before the white people brought Christianity to Nigeria, Nigeria had more stronger beliefs. They believed in the magic of the land. They believed in the magic of the universe. They believed in God directly in their own ways. But now we've pegged, no. Teach people how to love themselves. Teach people how to accept themselves fully. Teach people how to embrace God in a positive light. Teach people how to be themselves. I even wanted to mention something in the other video. I see you also promote a lot of products that literally alter the appearance of skin and give their skin brighter colors. Aren't you supposed to teach people how to embrace the way they look? Aren't you supposed to teach them how to embrace the way they look? But in the name of promotion and advert, we do anything. See, you're on the right path, Tonto. You are on the right path. You've seen the light, you've seen that, but help people get to that point. I'm not gonna dare any religion or anything. I told you, when I got my autoimmune issues with my hand, let me even show you my other hand. This is my other hand, right? When I had this issue, I spoke to God and I asked him, Lord, why me? Why is it that my hands that cater to most of what I do, everything is surrounded by my hands? Why am I having this issue? Why am I waking up constantly every day in pain? And you know what God told me? God said, I'm not trying to punish you. I'm not trying to, your hands wouldn't get worse than they are, but it is there as a reminder so you understand what faith is. Believe with your whole heart. Believe that you can literally move mountains with your hearts, with your faith, with your belief. My hands are not there to punish me, but I would dare any single pastor that feels like they have a stronger religion and a stronger belief in God than me to heal my hands. I would love to see it. If you feel like your faith, do you know what it is to deliver demons out of people, to deliver entities out of people? It takes a lot of spiritual. So if you can do that, you can heal. And if you can heal, don't start it with the poor. Don't start it with the less privileged. Start it with me. I would love to see if what God told me is different from yours. Anyway, no judgment. We're not judging anybody, but we have to be careful what we feed the public. We have to be careful what we feed the public. If you're going to live in this line, you have to check yourself every single step of the way. Don't do it for clout and don't pull your camera every single time, because true redemption, true peace doesn't have a camera following them around. Peace, no disrespect to anyone. It is what it is. And if anybody has a problem with this video, hasta la vista.